Welcome back, Watchman. Let's analyze. The chart remains barren, recorded under the shadow of the silent ticker. No scrolls from the High Lords reached our gates today, leaving the Watchman to guard a quiet, stagnant field. The still of the pre-market broke, with price confined to a narrow trench between the 67 and 67.5 cent lines for several hours. As the first light of dawn approached, the scouts reported a break to the upside, though the advance was quickly halted at the 69 cent barrier. A strategic retreat to the 67.5 cent floor just before the opening bell provided a final footing for the coming struggle. The market opened with a surge of momentum that carried us to the day's peak of 70.5 cents. The rejection at this high gate was swift and decisive. By the mid-morning, we had surrendered all the territory gained, falling to touch the day's low at 66.5 cents. The afternoon was a series of failed skirmishes, where an unsuccessful bounce from the 68 cent support was halted by the 69 cent resistance. The session eventually faded into a quiet close at 68.5 cents. The volume has withered, and the week ends in a slow bleed. We hold our positions in the quiet, awaiting a signal that did not come. Now let's move to the window and view the battlefield. It is Friday, so we will look at the weekly chart first. Not much encouraging news here. It's a red week. It started off a little positive, but ended us not quite so positive. There's a lot to be said for what we need to do to break out of this $1, this dollar shell that we're in, and it's not going to be an easy journey. Let's go ahead and dive a little deeper. We'll move to the daily and look at this here. See, we're still right under this 50-day. We got above it for a minute, and then it sent us right back down. We've been following it pretty closely for quite some time now, and this is really the one we need to beat. We need to break this and hold it solid so we can fight the rest of the way up to this dollar mark. We have no new zones on the daily. Let's go ahead and dive a little deeper to the hourly. Actually, I don't have any new zones here. I just wanted to look at the how close we were to the 50-day MA when it rejected us. This is it's disheartening, I know. I feel the same way as most of you do. It's like we can't catch a break. We just had an awesome PR, 77 million in fees. We just had it doesn't even matter whatever good news we have. It just doesn't seem like it's good enough, huh? That's okay. We'll make it one day. Eventually they won't be able to ignore us anymore. Right, let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper to the... Oh, no, well, it's Friday. Okay, so we're going to do Candle of the Week. Alright, let's do Candle of the Week. We'll go Monday. Candle of the Week. I wasn't even prepared. Let's see. Who's the candle this week? I don't want to choose this one because he was a fake out candle. And I don't really want to choose either of these because they're not... Damn, I wish the lady were here. I'd let her pick. She would probably try to pick this one. It's a tall giraffe. It stands up for everybody. We're actually going to go with this, the opening pre-market, the last pre-market opening regular market candle. Even though we ended up red today, we end up red all the time. It doesn't matter. This was a very strong attempt at an open, and it's not really this candle's fault that he got rejected by the 50-day. So congratulations to you. You are the winner for this week. We can go ahead and do our forecast for next week on Monday. They have this, I don't know if anybody's seen this news about Anthropic releasing their what's the new version of their AI that's not having a good effect on other software companies. They've been dropping pretty hard. I'm hoping it doesn't affect us, which it doesn't look like it is, but if it does, we could probably see some downwards action. I would like us to break through this 50-day and then bounce off of it. That would be nice, but we don't trade on hopes and dreams. I don't there's no real technical line for anything that might happen other than bouncing back off of this 50-day. So what that's probably going to look like is something like this. Do something kind of similar to today. We'll come up a little bit and then drop and then climb back up to the close. Unfortunately, that's what it looks like. Alright, with that being said, we can go ahead and move out to the foreign lands. Let's get our traveling shoes on. We can go to GV. Visionary is actually very close to getting stopped out. It never really regained the momentum after it came in contact with the demand zone, which happens. It happens sometimes, you know. That's why I keep these stops so tight so I don't lose a lot. But we're going to keep watching that. It's still in the demand, so it still has a chance. Alright, let's move to Citus. Okay, so I closed out my Citus order. It didn't ever come high enough or low enough to touch my entry, and it didn't break a new high. It almost did, but not quite. So that's not very assuring for the bullishness. Now, what we're going to do with this is I did notice, let's see, let's go to the daily. No, not the daily. 4 hour. So there is this nice little 4 hour zone here. And then I think they had one on the 15 too. No, I don't see one on the 15. Okay, so we'll watch if price comes back down to retrace, then maybe I'll set an order here. But we're gonna have to see. Alright, and we can move on to the next, which is XCF. It also never came back down to hit my my entry on that other trade, so I canceled that one out as well. But as you can see here, they have, where was that? Hey, on the 4 hour, they got another 4 hour zone right here, and I think it was a 15-minute zone. Yep, 15 minutes. Or is that hourly? What is that? Yep, that's hourly. Okay. So we got two new zones with this. Got the 4 hour and the 1 hour. This is not really enough of a trade, big enough trade to take, but we'll watch it for a reaction from this zone and see what happens, if it's going to fly some more. If not, this is the much better zone to take. I'm not putting an order in for it yet, but I will be watching it. It'll probably look something like this. Honestly, with this second zone right here, it might be a safer bet to just put it underneath both of these. Let's see what kind of. See, that's 2.8 to 1. That's not bad. That's not bad. I could probably work with that. We're just gonna watch this for now. We're not gonna. I'm not logging this trade yet. Let's go ahead and look at Dark Iris. I was kind of excited about this one, and it disappointed me. Got closed out pretty much right at the open. We dropped down into what looks like this other little zone right here, this other little hourly zone that I apparently missed, but we did get a little bit of a reaction out of it. And it seemed to work a lot better than this other zone that I had drawn. but I'm still not convinced. This big rejection, this upside wick right here, is not very concerning. So I'm going to leave this one alone. But today we have a new addition in the form of Fuse Machines Incorporated. Ticker symbol FUSE, Fuse. If we come and look at the daily, a nice big strong green candle here up on the daily. And then we can come to the hourly chart to look at the zone placement here. Now this one is 2.8 to 1 as well. I'm going to go ahead and set this order up. Let's see, we'll set some profit targets around 177 and $2. Let's go with that. And then we'll set entry at 155 and stop at 131. And we will see what this does for us next week. Well, given that, we can go ahead and take a look at the ledger. What is all this? That was strange. Okay, so we can see that. Well, let's go ahead and cancel these out. Since I closed those orders, we're not going to be taking that. We can go ahead and put Fuse on here. And when we put our entry and exit, it was what, 155. And our stop was at 131. See, it automatically populates my recommended position size based on my risk allowance. And then I can put my profit targets in here. I'll do that later. That doesn't change anything right now. But alright, that's that. Hopefully this rebounds and we don't get stopped out right here. That would be ugly, but you know, it happens. Alright, given that, we can go ahead and close out the session. We'll remind everyone to smash the like button and ring that closing bell. Subscribe to the show. Drop some comments below. Let me know what's on your mind, what kind of tickers you're watching, and what else you would like to see in the show. We're not going to have a special tomorrow. I'm actually taking the lady of the watch out for a day trip. So we're gonna go try and enjoy ourselves and have some family time. But we will return on Monday for the regular release of the Night Watch. So, until the end of all things, the Night Watch stands forever.